Hello guys, welcome to the Rizzcast. You can find our socials in the description. Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of the Rizzcast. I'm the host Aiden and we're joined by Kieran. How you doing, mate?
I'm fine, thanks.
Alright. Well, get this started. First episode is going to be on British stereotypes. Simple thing. We get stereotypes a lot for. Get it straight off. We drink a lot of tea. Now, in my case, that's not true. I have probably about 3 cups of tea a week. So yeah, in that sort of case, that stereotype does not apply to me. What about you?
I'm more of a coffee drinker than tea.
No, I do prefer tea. I just don't drink a lot of it.
No, I don't really drink a lot of tea or coffee.
To be fair, it's more old people. Like you go to your nans or whatever. They have friends around. It's always every 10 minutes. There's a fresh cup of tea out. We all love the Queen. That's a very touchy subject. I couldn't care less for the Queen. I don't really know much about her. If she died, I wouldn't really care. You know, she's not related to me in any way. She's done nothing notable for the country that I can remember during my lifetime. So I don't think she's a significant part of many people's lives. What are your views on the Queen?
To be honest, we never really learnt about her in school.
That's true, yeah.
No one ever speaks about her.
Also true.
She's only ever on telly when she's like meeting people, for example, like Donald Trump. She's only ever on telly then.
Yeah.
Not really that important in my view. She's just a person like us.
Moving on to the next topic, we have that we've never seen sunshine. This is also quite a big subject. We've currently had 3 weeks of like 28 degrees heats, and a lot of people aren't going to think that's much. But when you grow up in, I think, what would the average be? It'd probably be about 8 degrees, somewhere around that. Really cold. It's always raining, but we've had some really great weather recently. It's improved the mood of a lot of people.
Some people also want it to rain.
Yeah, we had 2 days of rain and that wasn't bad at all. It was quite nice being in the cold again. And we can't handle the sunshine apparently. I've been handling it perfectly fine. It gets a bit hot, but enjoy it while it's here. It's probably going to be a while before we get anything else like this in the country.
No different than any other day, really.
Yeah. Also, according to stereotypes, we watch a lot of TV. I personally don't watch TV. I don't think this year I've sat downstairs in the living room and watched TV. Other than when I'm like eating my dinner or something like that. It's just not something I'm into.
I'm more like YouTube, Netflix. I don't watch TV personally.
Apparently we also speak rather posh. That's not true. It depends where you brought up, really. If you brought up, I don't know, countryside, certain parts of London.
I mean, we're from Birmingham, so...
Yeah, we're from fucking Scum Central. I take that back. I'm probably going to get stabbed for that, but... we live in a place of high crime rate. A lot of stabbings, a lot of robberies, general crime, yeah. Just what was it? Like 2 days ago, there was a car speeding off up the road, being chased by another cop car. That's just an everyday thing you're going to expect around here. A lot of muggings as well.
I think another stereotype that we have is like fish and chips.
Yeah, not big on fish and chips, really.
Same. Personally, I
don't really eat from chip shops.
No, neither do I.
The only good chip shops that are actually left are like coastal ones because they are still like traditional sort of things. You still got old people running them that have had the experience growing up through the years from their parents, and it's all sort of still traditional. Where if you get these new ones opening up, they know fuck all about food. Half the shit on there is just kebabs and stuff they can deep fry. We're also apparently mad about football. Personally, I'm not. I do like football, but I'm not mad about it. Whereas Kieran, that's a different story. This is one Kieran can relate to.
Yeah, I'm more of a football person than most people.
Yeah. Just going to take a quick look at the championship. It's been a decent sort of
start to the championship.
Yeah, a decent start. You know, it's been interesting. Hoping the boys at Villa get a good result against Hull tomorrow, and of course on Saturday I hope they get a good result then as well. Hoping for a good season, you know, being a Villa fan. But it's definitely been interesting. Brentford are on top, followed by Wigan Athletic, who's then followed by Bolton. Just the top three so far. Villa haven't played, so let's hope they do get some good results. You got anything to mention on the championship?
Well, it's the first and second day of the championship. Really, there's still a long way to go. Anything can happen within that space of time.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get a season like last, but actually win. Rotherham, I don't know how people are going to say that. At the bottom of the championship, they've drew one and lost one, and they're on -4 goal difference. So they're not doing very good. Okay, I'll take that back. They've only lost one. The table was a bit messed up then.
Lost one.
They are on bottom.
Lost 5-1 today.
Yep, so they're not doing very good. Moving on to the last sort of subject that we have. Apparently we're all super polite. Not where we come from. That's not a thing. No word of a lie, you get people throwing shit at teachers. And I mean, what was it? We was in year 9 and 2 people that we know ended up putting staples and shit in one of the teachers. Was it the English teacher in her tea? I don't even know if she drank it. Always fights, always arguments. It's been a fun place to grow up in, and I'm glad I've came out the way I have and not gone into any of that shit, because I'd probably end up on benefits for the rest of my life, which is not something I want to do. I want to afford holidays and stuff like that. Yeah, some people are really polite. I'm polite to... I don't know why, but I'm more polite to older people than general youth. I think it's just the way that I was brought up. I don't know what you're like.
Who, me?
Yeah, like whether you're polite yourself.
Depends what sort of people.
Yeah, that's a general thing. Like you're polite to... Someone's nice to you, you're nice back. If someone's an arsehole, you're gonna be an arsehole back. In some cases, you're just gonna let it slide because you know you don't want an argument for a stupid reason. So you let them act like a cunt, and you're perfectly fine.
Another thing to touch on: exams, GCSEs.
So the exam boards have finished the grade boundaries, and a year of education, we get the new specifications. So what that meant for us was a whole new set of exams, and our 3rd year of high school doesn't count, only our last 2 do, so we did a whole year for no reason. That's been flushed away, and we were forced to cram 3 years of education into 2 years, so hopefully they're going to set all the grade stuff a little bit lower, so it's a bit easier on us. I found some of the exams easier than I thought I would, and some of the ones I thought were easy came out hard. It's just it's something that I wasn't really expecting to happen.
Are you looking forward to get your results?
Yes and no. I don't know what to expect. What about you?
Same, to be honest. Sort of on the edge of how I'm going to do in certain subjects.
Yeah, I just want to pass the main stuff. English, maths. It's going to get you somewhere in life.
Anything else you want to touch on while we're on this subject?
The thing about us loving theatres and operas and stuff, that's for the older generations. I think that's a pretty big subject.
I've only ever been to a theatre once.
I don't think I've ever been to a... No, I went to one in Blackpool, but that was forced because I was with old people.
I went to the theatre for drama.
Of course, yeah, you took drama. Going back to the subject of football, a lot of people, I'm guessing it's because of movies like what was it, Green Street? Yeah. That we are a violent bunch when it comes to football, always getting drunk and into fights. For all the football games I've been to, I've never seen that happen. And you work in a pub, so I don't know what sort of environment that is.
Never fights or anything. People get along.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a game, so it is what it is. People are gonna react how they want to the game. You don't need to be an arsehole about your team losing, honestly. But yeah, it's just something that I've heard that quite a lot about us being just drunk hooligans. Also, like I've just said, he works in a pub. You think of a pub, and I mean, even some British people reinforce this, and this is kind of true for the traditional pubs. It's all old people with no hair that have probably called Barry or Keith or David or something like that. But that's the rundown pubs on the end of a street in the suburbs or something like that. But like on a high street pub where you work, it's all looking really modern, full of young people. All the staff are young. It's not some stuck-up owner.
There's a lot of young generation.
Yeah. Mushy peas as well. That's sort of the... I know you don't like peas, but I've heard that one as well.
No, some people just think we're
obsessed with mushy peas. I mean, I like mushy peas, but I'm not obsessed. Here's one that you could take into account. People on the street are arseholes. If you come to England and you're walking, don't expect people to move out the way, because they're not going to do it. And they're going to get all arsey when you bump into them. That's something that can be heavily reinforced. Because, I don't know, it's just sort of the traditional British attitude, as we'd say now.
Everyone just gets in everyone's way.
Yeah. I don't know about the rest of the UK, especially in Birmingham this happens. If anyone's social media, you get a lot of people in their bios on Instagram using about fucking 6 flags and saying they're from all these different places. You don't need to do that. No one cares that you're from Italy. You've got ancestry from Italy, Norway, Denmark, if they don't, wherever, Germany, France. No one cares what your background is. I see that a lot, and it always used to sort of get on my nerves.
I mean, I've got Irish and English in me, but I'd have put both flags in my bio.
I don't put any flags in my bio.
Neither do
my
I.
bio is literally 16, just displaying my age. Simple as it is.
Mine's just got my football team in.
Let's just going back to the subject of the pub, like Barry's and Keith's. If you think of Barry and Keith, you think of an old man that's bald, that's fat, that doesn't give a shit about anything other than football and hating on people that aren't white. That's... half true. You know, there are some nice people called Barry and Keith, David. There's a lot of stereotypes that we have over here, and a lot of them are highly believed by many people. I don't, you know, it is what it is. You got anything to add on to any of these?
To be honest, I don't know any Barrys or Daves. Well, I know one Dave, and that's it.
Yeah.
Barrys.
I don't know a Barry. I know a Graham, who's the typical. He's fat. He's bald. Doesn't care about football though. Cares more for construction. Has a really nice house. Actually, has a beautiful house. It's small, but it's got like a massive conservatory. He's built his own shed. Fuck it. He's got everything, man. You know, he's worked hard and he's done well for what he's had. Right, you got anything to add? Any football, football news, or before we move on?
Just to finish off on the British stereotypes. Buses, people think we get on buses all the time.
Yeah, I don't often use buses.
And people always think, oh, we're British, we like to fight. No,
Yeah.
we don't.
It's not.
Yeah.
Something I want to put on. Sort of a big stereotype of you're either rich or you're poor, sort of in this country. And you live in a mouldy old council house, or you've bought your own big, extravagant, lovely house. There's all different sort of areas. It just depends on where in the country you are. So in London, there's going to be the nice places and the poor places. Same here. There's going to be the nice places and the poor places. I'd say that we live in like a medium area. We don't live where all the tramps are, but we don't live where all the mega rich are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Anything else that we should?
I don't know. We move on to some games and info about what we're going to be doing here on Riz at the end of podcast number 1.
Yeah, sure.
I think. So, what games are we going to be playing over here?
To be honest, we normally play now a lot of Rocket League and Rainbow Six Siege. To be honest, that's what we play at the moment. So I think
implementing some survival games. I don't know. I don't know what people's views are on Battle Royale, so I don't know if that's going to be a thing that we'll do or not. I don't know. I think Fortnite's getting a bit repetitive now, and I reckon it's going to start dying down if it isn't already. Because it's such a repetitive game. Going in, landing, getting the stuff, dying or winning. It's not the same as it was back in September when I first discovered it, September 2017.
I mean, people started playing it then, and they grew their fan base from playing one game of Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, it's
people
definitely evolved from back when I used to like play it all the time. It was you shoot someone and you have a one-on-one battle using stuff as cover, but now you shoot someone, they've got a 5-star hotel with fucking Wi-Fi that spreads across it. They build some mad stuff, whereas it's better how it used to be. I know the whole game is based around building, and that's a big aspect of it, and that's why it grew big, in my opinion, because it had a different element than PUBG, where PUBG was just using normal stuff for cover, and I reckon that's why it's grew in the way that it has. Rainbow Six Siege, that's done well over the last year and a half. That's been growing tremendously. Only bad thing is it's pretty toxic on console. I don't play ranked. I'm too bad to play ranked at the moment. Casual isn't too bad, but you do get a lot of people. If you don't clutch like a 1v5, they're gonna vote to kick you, and most of the time they're gonna succeed in kicking you, unless you have a friend who won't vote. Speaking of aces, you can check out that video on our channel. That was a nice video.
Also touching on the subject of games, Rocket League.
Hopefully going to be playing that over the next few days, improving our skills, because we are pretty rusty at the moment. And then just uploading some general gameplay of that. Same as Siege, really.
In my opinion, I think we should create new accounts, start from unranked, so people can see how we
could do that. That would be good.
They can follow our experience as we go up the ranks.
I'm down for that.
Yep.
What games are we talking for this though? Like Rocket League or Siege?
Rocket League, Siege. We'll start from the bottom in every game, so it doesn't look like we are playing people that a million times better than us.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. That sounds interesting. Also, carrying on with the subject of games, you can find in the description of this video my Mixer channel. There's a chance we're going to create a shared Mixer channel, but I don't see the point in having one really. We could just use my current one and stream off that, and then I can upload the highlights onto YouTube, anything that we like. Something pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be the end of this first podcast. Hopefully have another one available within the next few days. Just going to have to write it up a bit, get some subjects to speak about. As you can see, it's our first one, so we're sort of getting used to the whole thing. So there are going to be patches that we aren't speaking through it a little bit, go blank for a few seconds until one of us intervenes because we know it sounds dead as shit. But, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, would be massively appreciated. See ya.